So this Jiyu Waza is going to be like quarter speed. Okay, and he's going to do whatever he wants to do. We're going to experiment with Mai, because Mai is space-time, of course, and of course space-time relative to a given objective or aim, but it has to be dynamic. It is constantly moving. Okay. What you're going to find is your Kihon Waza has ill-prepared you if you make that the centerpiece of your training. In other words, when he comes in dynamically, you're going to do like one thing. This Mai is already off. You see, even if I go here like this, because he's cooperating, you'll find you do that against a truly aggressive person, that technique will not be there. They will overpower you. Okay, so as he's going, I have to keep the Mai. You have to keep going. You get it? He's not going to take Ukemi. He's going to get me to keep going with the Mai. And this is too fast for what I want. Boom. So a little slower still. Keep coming up. So here what I'm doing is making him go around me. This is one way to see I'm close. If I stay on this line, he's going to close the gap. But by making him go around me, I can have his motion continue without actually closing. So look for that. I keep stepping around on the spiral. This will not be good. He's closing little by little each time. Watch for your uchis, because they will help you when he gets too close. You can do strikes too. And then all this has to be done without contention. Meaning I can't go like this. I'm always looking for the path of least resistance. Come on. Wrong. See? Closed on me. So we'll switch roles. Fluidity. Over here, we're now even. Turn around. Start the spiral. Outside. There you go. Good. So if you start ballistic, keep it going. Nope, you braced. So round kick, 2 strikes. Round kick, 2 strikes. Boom. Ha, good. Again, absorb, move, move. See the difference? You absorb, See the difference?
Right.
Move, move, move. Okay? Okay, so a couple skill sets have to be pre-developed. So we go, and one of them is body reading. So you don't stop no matter what I say. Okay, so this is a kick, obviously, but you can see it, and you see how I moved out of kicking range and not out of hand range. So same thing, his body moves towards me, but I go hand range, and I have to be able to read it. So some of the signs, that front foot, that little step he took, right? He goes, and the head raised. So now look for those things. If you do the same thing, and you're going to pay attention to that front foot, he's measuring. Do you see? So when you measure on the hands, your weight tends to come with the front foot. But when you measure on the kick, you leave your weight behind. Do you see that? So he's going to do that, same thing. Boom, good. And now, so watch the front foot on the way he shifts his weight, and then also watch his head height. It's very common. He goes, you see the head came up. So you're reading that, but every time you read something, there are such a thing as fakes and feints, and so I'm checking it off, but I'm not attached to it. Okay? So we go in, right, angle. So he steps slightly out. That makes it very hard for this angle that he's going to go to. So we'll do it again. He steps slightly. He's trying to get his rear kick on line. Do you see that? So he goes boom, and I'm moving this way. I'm going to be okay. If he did the other weight shift, so he's going to bring his torso with him when he measures. Do you see? And I do that time, that would not be okay because I'd be moving into that hand. But when it's on the kick, I'm going to be out of range of his hands because he's working with foot range. Okay? I'm going to go on. So maybe he goes, and I fuck it up. Now I might have to resort to just brace for impact. Okay? But even as we brace for impact, boom, there's still some absorption in what I'm doing. So what I'm saying is, maybe I'm measuring for that, but he came around, which you would see because he turned his foot. Okay? So he goes, but boom, brace for impact, and you see I'm going with the direction of the kick goes. Boom, this way. Then, boom. Don't leave your foot up. Right. Do something else. So, boom. Okay, so we'll do it again. So you got where my hair would have been, right? And that's going to be that sweet spot range. You see, he's fully extended, and this is where then you can do things with his hands. So I'm reading the body. I can tell that was a hand. There's no need to move really far. Just move enough. Boom. I think you got closer last time. Boom. There you go. Okay. We'll do something else. Sometimes I don't know what he's doing because he can't decide, or he's trying to get closer, he's setting me up. Then you know all of that. So get off that line. He goes, look, I'm going to move. Move. I'm not going to let him set up. Move. Boom. Maybe I give him something to think about. Come on. Listen. Richie. Keep going. So once you read this initial setup, then get your tactile fusion. Boom, got it. Stay with it. Boom, stay with it. Move. Just keep the connection. Get it in his body. Again. Boom. Connection right here. He's going to turn in. Uchi. He's going to turn. Stay. Yield. spiraling always. Look for him to turn tight. Okay? So, read the body. If you can't read the body, at least get out of his reticle. Okay? Alright, let's go. So the first point that was brought up here was he goes, and you're like, and now there's no way. So if you look at this, this is very much akin to when a little kid experiences fear. They'll shut their eyes and then they pretend the fear's not there. Or they put the blanket over their head. Right? It's very, very ingrained in us, like there's some connection between what we see and what we feel. So you have to watch that because basically I have disconnected from this person and I've lost all awareness and all communion with this person. So you want to think of it this way. It's better to be hit by the strike that you see hit you than to have the strike you don't see miss you out of these two, especially in training. Now, this is why we do those sensitivity drills when he's all smacking, and I keep my eyes open and I just accept all this kind of stuff, okay? So when I'm in this drill, I have to keep my eyes open so I can do these little movements. Boom, pop. I won't have any chance of like going like this. The next one is going to get me. Boom. Okay? So it's up to your uke to train that out of you. This is part, if you look when you duck, it's all, nobody ever ducks like this. No one ever ducks wisely. They always duck, and then we break the first rule, which is I'm letting the mind, go ahead, dude. I'm letting the mind become invalid. You got too close. Okay? So, force yourself to look at what's happening, so you're always moving. Boom. You're too staccato for me, dude. Second point is once I go from this immaterial connection, boom. Once I do that and I get to the material connection, it's all dependent upon now the mind has its third aspect by which it becomes definable. So if I want to keep connection with this hand, moving back would be the wrong mind. You see? If he pulls back, staying still is the wrong mind. So if I want that connection, I have to move with that hand so I can keep it in its check. So your mind is dynamic. It's not static. Third point I want to make is you're chasing techniques, and now you're violating the no self doctrine, okay? So you're here, and you go, double leg. No. Right? Even on the lighter person, you can't do it all the time because it's not fitting, it's forcing. So as we go, boom, you see I'm moving already in that spiral geometry with that first step. So he's going to have to turn this way or this way to get me. I already sought a tactile connection, so he goes, okay, we're going this way, you see? I find the other hand, and it's more, what are you going to do? What do you want to do? So he wants to go low. So that's my technique. Come back, see if we can get the same thing. So the weave, he goes, well, it's not that I go down, here we go. I don't do that. I let what's happened happen. And what's happening is perfectly fine with me. So see, he's turning tighter. He wants this leg over here. Do you see? So instead of fighting the leg, he goes, I move the leg. He goes, boom, pop. Non-contestation also means that I'm not forcing the situation. I'm letting the situation unfold. Never. See the difference? Okay? The next point's brought up is we're going to go, right? And I'm trying to train myself. This is not MMA. This, if you want to know where does the drill happen, so he goes, the drill's here when he shifts his weight like that. So he shifts his weight to his right leg. I know he's not kicking with that leg, okay? So already drill started, I got out something that I would be able to use martially outside of this drill, okay? Second thing, he goes, and I'm not ducking without looking. He goes, and I'm boom, right there. Oh, I just got to practice a slip, you see? Am I practicing contestation? No. It's no different than this punch wants to hit me here. And if I don't stand there because I moved back, that's non-contestation. If in this case I moved here, I'm not where the punch is, I'm not contesting for that same point in space. It doesn't mean I'm now aggressive or forcing it or wrestling with him. I moved into the free space. This is yin space. This is yin space. This is a better yin space than this is this yin space, because all he's going to do is come again. And you go, we'll move back again to that yin space. Okay, here we go. Come on. Home. Next one. Home. Next one. Next one. Next one. Well, so much. I'm out of yin space. But if I obey my principles and I go yin space, he goes to the next one, I move, he goes to the next one, and I move, he goes to the next one, and I move, and he goes to the next one, and I move. The spiral is infinite in its yin space. The line is not. Theoretically, it is, but in terms of practicality, it is not. But the spiral is. Because I'm just moving into the space either he was occupying or I was occupying. So that is a better yin space, a better non-contestation. When I do the other one, this yin space, I'm always without the initiative. He has it, he's going to keep it. He keeps it, he keeps it, keeps it. I'm never going to be able to turn this around until the theory of the line hits me in the face. Then I'll realize, well, that didn't work, okay? So, I don't ever go, your turn, my turn, no. His turn is my turn. His turn is my turn. Whatever he's doing is my turn. If for some reason it's not, I can't tell what he's doing, I took the linear line, don't look. This is a bad posture. So to go here, go and try to deal with this, I'm not going to be able to do it. So dance out, boom. Start the drill over again. Don't dance out on a straight line. So this is not realistic. No, never going to happen. Real life, you won't have that. You won't be able to reverse that initiative. You're going to be caught. The mind's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. You're going to get your weight back on your heels. You're not going to be able to do it. So, look for the first one. Boom. That's the one I want. If not the first one, maybe the second one. Boom. Boom. If I can't get it in one or two, if I can't get a tactile connection in one or two in training, dance out. Don't start practicing this weird understanding of non-contestation. It's not jiu-jitsu. Next thing. Again, don't chase the technique. Don't chase the technique. I don't know what technique I'm going to do. I can read your body. I'll move in a way that I'm not contesting. I'll seek a spiraling geometry, but I don't have a technique in mind. Okay, so what do I have in mind? Just odds. Just odds. So, as I already said, if you look at it, go, this is a better odd than this. So I took that one. He goes, this is a better odd than staying here and trying this. So I took that one. He goes, boom. You see? Then I just have connection. He goes, and I go with him. He goes, he's trying to turn into me. You see the my shrinking? Go back. He turns into me, and I move. Let him fall. He's trying to come under. Do you see what I'm doing with this hand? So, pull this arm off of me. Do you see? Then I follow it in. Don't pick your techniques. If I don't know what to do, boom, get out. Don't know what to do, get out on the angle. If I get the tactile connection, boom, go. Don't pick it. Keep moving towards the back. Keep spiraling, keep yielding. Go. Any technique you get now, like this, is not going to work. It's not Aikido. It's not Jiu-jitsu. It's not going to work. Even if I can get this technique on him here through these mechanical levers. Don't do it. Okay, let's go. Okay, I am reading the body, but as I said, I'm not banking on what I'm reading. Okay, there's fakes and feints. And part of this is that the untrained mind is threatened by what's happening, and you'll get a tunnel vision or a hyper focus on what the threat is. So in this case, the threat is every one of his limbs. So I'm going to exaggerate it, but he's going to go, and you're like this kind of thing. But you tend to do it with your body. So he's going, and you're like, this does not work. So leave your hands where they're in that neutral space, where they can strike, and where they can seek their tactile Aiki adhesion. Okay? So I'm here, I can do all that in here. You see? With my hands up, and he keeps going. Oh, I'm in here like this. So, same thing, especially on kicks. You're like this, but your face is uncovered. Okay? So, don't chase the strikes around. Watch if you keep touching every single strike. 9 out of 10 times, you're being fettered by the strike. Alright, so what I've demonstrated so far is just this non-contestation, yielding, and letting the technique happen. You can do all that in a way where your Waza actually comes out, okay? But for training, if I want to train the mind of release and the body of non-attachment, I like to just let him land in these weird grappling type things, okay? So I'm going to now open it up to the Waza, and you'll see when you get your turn, you're going to be forcing everything as you try to find your throws. But the throw is on the tail end of every one of those non-contestations, every one of those Aiki adhesions. So we're going right, boom, up. Then you get your Kokyu projections. Good. Boom.